Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Uria's Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we're talking about the spell Synaptic Static. We're giving this spell an A-. This is not, it's not a combat changing spell in like one round, but it is a combat changing spell that will have a significant impact on combat for quite some time. And there's a couple reasons for that. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. All right, so it is a 5th level spell that is usable by bards, sorcerers, warlocks, wizards. It takes one action. It's got a great range of 120 feet with a 20-foot radius blast. Verbal and somatic components, that's awesome. No concentration. Now, this is a spell, does not have concentration, but it does have an effect after a failed save. That lasts for quite some time. So you want to think about ways, and we're going to talk about a few of these, but if you think of any more, leave them down in the comments so other people can see them and I can see them, because I'm always interested to see what you guys have to say. So think of other ways to layer on the suck onto someone who has failed a saving throw versus this. Because this is one layer of suck, and then there are other layers that can be put on top of that. All right, so you choose a point within range and cause psychic energy. We like that. Psychic energy is very hard to resist. To explode there. Each creature in a 20-foot radius centered on the point must make an intelligence saving throw. We love the intelligence saving throw. That is one of the worst, if not the worst ones to target, and the hardest one to make. A creature with an intelligence score of 2 or lower cannot be affected by the spell. Not a lot that has a score of 2 or lower. It's mostly mindless stuff like zombies. But a Tyrannosaurus Rex has an intelligence score of 3, so you can blast it. So they take 8d6 psychic damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. After a failed save, so that you want to think of ways to get them to fail the save initially. A target has muddled thoughts for 1 minute, 10 rounds. During that time, it rolls a d6 and subtracts the number rolled from all of its attack rolls and ability checks, as well as its constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. And a lot of spellcasters don't have a great constitution unless you're purposely doing it that way, or you're trying to get them to have advantage on that, like with Warcaster or something like that. So, or Eldritch Mind with the Warlock. So the target can make an intelligence saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. Again, it's an intelligence saving throw. That's not easy to make for most classes. If you're and again, it's all creatures within a 20-foot radius are going to be affected by this. So there's a layer of suck that's getting put on all of them first. And then there's a great effect that could happen to each one of them based on what you do. So bards can use this spell. Who do I suggest uses this? Of course, we're going to talk about the bard of the Eloquence bard with unsettling words. So if they are making a saving throw, the bard can use their unsettling words, bardic inspiration. And as a bonus action, expend 1 bardic inspiration and choose a creature you can see within 60 feet. Roll the bardic inspiration die, and they subtract that. So you hit this spell off. So you use a unsettling words. You pick a creature in the radius that you want. They get a nice penalty to their saving throw. You hit them with this, and then the next round, you hit them again with unsettling words. And when they go to make their save to try and get rid of the muddling, they take a penalty. So that's another great one. Sorcerers. Lots of good options for meta magic. We've got Empowering, because this does damage. We've got Heightened Spell. Heightened Spell is probably the one I would think of, or Quicken Spell. Heightened Spell, when you cast a spell that forces a creature to make a saving throw, you spend 3 and you give 1 target disadvantage. You pick the thing you want in that to have disadvantage against it, so it gets the damage and it gets the muddling. Quicken Spell, I'm going to cast this as a bonus action. That's always great. And then I'm going to hit you with it, and then I'm going to blast you with something else, like Eldritch Blast or something like that if I happen to have levels of Warlock. and this is a good one to muddle in with Warlock, if I can use that word again. And then I'm going to hit you with that so that you're going to start taking a bunch of damage if you're concentrating on spells. Now you got a penalty, and you may not be able to use those spells anymore. Warlock. I like the Fathomless just because you've got this tentacle that can slap things as a bonus action to do some damage. And that causes things to have to make concentration checks. For the Wizard, of course, we like School of Divination because we've got the Portent ability. And you may be able to get the Greater Portent ability by the time you get this spell too. So, I mean, there is that, but you can give failures to people with that ability on their saving throws. Finally, hexing something. So, because we are causing things to have a penalty to their ability checks, this is a penalty to the ability check. Hex gives disadvantage on an ability check. And so you may want to talk to your party members about this. If you got party members who do strength things like knock things down, push things back, take things away, things like that, you may want to use Synaptic Static in addition to Hex. You hex something as a bonus action, and then you slam it with Synaptic Static at a different point. And then all of a sudden they got disadvantage on strength saving throws, and they've got a penalty disadvantage on strength checks and a penalty on strength checks, which is doubly worse. And there's lots of spells that restrain things that rely on that dumb strength check that you can just completely lock something down pretty easily with. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I hope everybody enjoyed, and I will catch everybody later.